Hey kids, welcome back. It's Gramps. And this is Gramps Does What? Let's see what Gramps is up to this week. We're going to be refurbishing this old outdoor planter. Stay tuned. So this is what we got started with. This is the outdoor planter, and you can see it's got some rust on it, some surface rust. It's got it's dirty. It has been sitting outside for a long time. This is designed. You put a fiber insert into there. You put the soil in. Put your plants in there and you leave it outside, water it, so it's quite moist, and it's been sitting outside in the summer and in the winter, in the freezing weather. So over the, I don't know, we've had it for a few years, and it was my mom's, and I think they gave it to us when they moved to Florida. But we've got it, and we've used it for several years, and it just needs a little refreshing. So we're going to just knock some of this rust off. Got the wire wheel on the drill, and being careful, I got a shield there so I don't get anything in my eyes. I got my very fashionable mask for any dust to breathe in. Thank you, COVID-19 masks. And here we're just knocking, so you can see the dust flying there. We'll get this dust knocked off. We'll get the paint. We're not going to strip the paint. We're just going to get the dust off, the dirt cleaned up, and we're going to put some Rust-Oleum, paint inhibitor, or a rust inhibiting paint on there, so that we can see some more years of use out of this planter. It's really a nice planter. So we'll get this all cleaned up, and you'll also see here, as we're inspecting it, it's got a little damage. You can see these are all little spot welds just holding these ribs on the ring, and that one there is broken loose sometime. Just needs to be repaired. But we're going to repair it like, basically anyone can do this repair. You don't have to have a welder or anything like that to repair this. We're just going to use some JB weld. You can get that at the supermarket. You can get that at the big box store, and you just mix it half and half, 50-50, and it is a nice. I don't know whether it's an epoxy or whether it's a resin, but it's strong, and it doesn't take very long to cure. And you can be using the piece. You can be putting the paint onto it. So I keep these cards. If we buy some clothes at the store and it comes with these cards, either stapled to or pinned to the clothes, I just save those for. You never know when you can use them for something like this. And a nice stiff card really makes easy application here and not get your hands all messy. But it's a little awkward to get it in there, so I really could use 3 hands to hold the camera, and there you can see a little bit of the weld start to bond on there, but we need a little bit more, mixed a little bit more here. We'll put some more on there just to make sure we get a good purchase onto the ring. There's a good amount there. We'll see if we can squeeze any more in there. And once we've got that on there, we should be okay, and we can. We're not going to put any weight on this. It's just going to be there so it doesn't get knocked around. And while that's curing, we'll take the air compressor, blow the dust off from the handle. Don't want any dust on any of this, so that paint will stick and it won't flake off. And you can see here's the JB Weld did a good job. Again, I'm not putting any weight on this, but you can see that it's holding it in place. And once we get a new paint job on there, you don't even know it. It'll look like any spot weld from all of the other ribs. And I said before, we're just going to use the Rust-Oleum paint. Going to keep it with the black. Going to go a black gloss. And this is primer and paint in one, so you don't need to do anything more than one coat really. But I'm taking it nice and slow, nice and light passes. Once I see there's some that's stuck on there and starting to dry out, it's get the second pass on it really quick. I am going to burn through a lot of paint on this because there's nothing there. It's just gaps and then small metal rods. I'm losing so much paint. I end up going through 2 cans. I think I started into the 3rd can. So you can see it's just doing the same thing all over again. And these are round bars, round little pieces of metal. They're not flat, so you got to hit them from every angle just to make sure that you're covering up the steel. The metal is, you don't want anything And make sure when you're doing your painting, paint in the outdoors or paint in a good, nice ventilated place, or use a ventilator. Don't need to be breathing any of that. Now we're going to reassemble this. This handle is got a little spring load on it so that it stays in its spot. Another time for 3 hands here, a camera, and it's just a little rough, but it's not. I make it work out here. It's not so difficult to spring that back and put it in its place. And that's how it works. We don't hang this basket. It looks like you could hang it. I don't know that it would hang very well, but it sits really nice and it stays in that position. It looks like a basket you could pick up and take and carry around with you. Now I did go and get some fiber liner for this. This is you can buy these that are pre-formed for planters. I just couldn't find one that was the right size for this planter. This is a pretty large one compared to some of those that you'll find. If I had kept looking, I might have found one, but I was able to find this flat product and just decide how to use it. Now I sped this up. This is painful to watch. I'm sorry. It's just so awkward to get this to lay in there. And I decided that here I have to cut this, but boy, that razor knife just does not cut through this. You'll see later I found nice sharp pruning shears, and I was able to clip this a lot nicer. But it's just awkward to work with. It's just difficult to shape. But just keep in mind, this is not, you perfectionists out there, you know, it's not going to be what you want to hear, but it doesn't have to be perfect. This is going to have dirt in it. It's going to have flowers in it. And really, they're going to be the showpiece. This is kind of just the backdrop. And really, the fiber is going to be the least noticeable of everything in the whole planter. The planter is got a nice look to it. The flowers are going to be really nice, and you don't even really notice the fiber liner at all. But it's there, and it is serve a purpose. Let the water run through there, and it's going to be very useful and very nice to use in the future. Now you see here, I had to flip this around, tried to make this thing work so it would lay in there nicely, and it was like wrestling a cat. It's just nothing stayed where you wanted it to stay. But finally got it settled in there, and then I took it over to Gramps. Let Gramps take the artistic part of this and make something beautiful out of the interior. Now she's gonna do all of this. I'm gonna speed it up in a little bit here so you can see all the process, but it's not that difficult, and we have some plants that are our favorite plants for this planter, and we're putting those in there again this year. And it's really about getting, just getting it in there. The dirt sits in there. She puts the flowers on top of the dirt, and then we come back and we fill more dirt in and around those flowers. So we're not really going to dig any holes in this dirt. She's just going to set the flowers in, and we're going to fill dirt around them to fill it up. I think these are called, what are these called? Purple hearts. I believe they're called purple hearts. And then there's, I don't know what these others are. And there we go. We're going to fill in some dirt around those now. And here you can see the final layout of the flowers. Put a little bit more dirt around those. And then we should be all done. Now it's a really nice, easy project. It really took only a little over an hour altogether. It was a nice day, and that paint dried nicely. There's the finished product, and that's going to last for many years to come. I really like the way that worked out. Glad you came, and hope you stop by again real soon. On your way out, though, if you just hit that subscribe button and click on that thumbs up. Just helps me to know that you appreciate the video, and thanks for stopping by. Bye now. You guys be good.